Well, how is everybody doing today? Welcome. Yes, let me light myself up here. Go. Welcome to Quarantine Comedy. I appreciate everybody stopping by and hopefully getting some laughs on us. If you have your microphone muted, please feel free to unmute it unless you got a lot of background noise. We'd love to hear you laugh. That's what we get out of this. Is basically that's how we know we're doing a good job. Is when we hear the laughter. So when you're all muted, we think we're bombing. You wouldn't want to do that on for comedians, now, would you? Read your video as well. We'd love to see your smiling faces, but if you're not comfortable with that, that's fine. Please, and definitely have your mics open. But these are comics who have been doing this for years, and many of them, were basically getting income from this. So if you like the show tonight and you feel like you'd like to send some money their way, we have two options for donating. One is paypal.me/BD comedy. And the other one is on Cash App, is $button down comedy. So if you like what you do, please do that. But more importantly, if you like what you see tonight, pass that information along. We do these shows every other Friday. Our next show is on the 5th of March, and we'd love to have more people come. I'd love to have these comics have a room full of laughing faces. It's a tough year for comedy, and Zoom comedy is definitely better than not having comedy at all, but we definitely want to hear the input from people in the room. So please open up your mics and pass along the information to anybody and everybody. All right. Now, I apologize as host and techie. I will periodically be looking away from the camera to do things. It is nothing personal. The way I've been doing comedy for a few years now. We were doing these live, and we were just hitting our stride when this pest called hit us and knocked the feet out from under us. Virtual. You do get noise, please. You might have attention comics. So I am actually currently in Ohio, and we had a level 3 emergency the other day. We just got hit by snow, and the government keeps telling us, to do things, stay inside, don't park on the street, drive slow. It's like, you know what? I want to drive as fast as I want. That's my right. This snow. I have never heard anybody really die in snow. They say it, but I don't believe it. And I saw on Facebook a video showing that traction on ice was actually better than dry asphalt. It was on Facebook, so it must be true.
Right.
I really think that the snow is a hoax. I think there's no, and they're just trying to keep us inside. Conspiracy theories are abundant. The QAnon, I thought we were finished with. January 6th came and went, and their plan failed. Great, no more QAnon. But no, they found another. He brought it in, wrapped it up, said, "Hey, America's a corporation. March 4th, we're going to have inauguration for the real."
Oh.
So when March 4th comes and goes, December 25th, baby Jesus, And the funny thing is that they have this bizarre theory about a cabal of Hollywood elite and people eating babies in order to stay young. Tom Hanks is supposed to have this. Hillary Clinton's involved, but not Betty White. Come on, he's 99 and looks 50. She should be the poster child for this thing. And apparently, a lot of the QAnon followers were very disappointed when they saw Joe Biden on the big jet, Air Force One, because they thought Trump was still like he walked up. Nobody noticed. Oh, I guess there's a lot of room in those pants. Oh, that's me. But the other conspiracy theory that got me was the Jewish space laser. Now, if Jewish community had a secret space laser, don't you think they'd be using it to shoot the people who keep talking about their secret space laser? The secret shop. But I will say that throughout the pandemic, when this thing started, I'm sure everybody had that list. Things that you wanted to accomplish, things that you wanted to take advantage of this time that you had. So, my first one, of course, was eat better, lose weight, and I'm sure you guys did that. I failed. I gained.
I rang it, but
I don't hear it. Might be on mute.
sorry.
No, we like laughters, even if it's not at me. But I failed. I gained weight, and I know I shouldn't have sat on the couch watching Netflix all day. I wanted to do yoga. I didn't have a mat, so it was pandemic. I really couldn't buy a mat, so I tried it anyways. And yoga without a mat is downward dog on ice. I really was looking forward to creating a Facebook group for procrastinators. I just kept putting it off.
No.
I let go from the job I had. I worked at a car dealership. Instead, I wasn't quite what they were looking for. They were thinking more sign spinner, not naked guy waving his arms. But the pandemic has changed so much. And one thing that specifically that's changed is how we watch medical shows. Before the pandemic, it was wearing his ferry boat.
Yeah.
Pandemic.
I know that.
After the pandemic was, I think he's wearing that mask wrong. We are much more aware of our bodies. And the human body is a marvel of design. I mean, opposable thumbs, interlocking genitals, my personal favorite.
Mhm.
But who had the bright idea to take airflow and food intake in the same pipe?
I don't know.
This is in there too while we're at it. Really, you couldn't do something useful like when I see a pretty girl have my abs get hard. But I am looking forward to when we can kind of get back to normal, when I can see people's smiles, when I can read their emotions, when I can accidentally spit on people when I talk.
Yes.
On to some real comedians. Our first comedian comes to us from Chicago. I met her on the Zoom mics that we've been doing. She runs a monthly Zoom room, understandably undeclared, every last Friday of the month. First one was in February, or is in February, so and later this month. Let's give it up for Jessica Misra.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right. Yeah. It's about us not using our college degrees. It's next Friday, and it's something I've devoted my life to. Doing this now. All right, guys. I'm half white and half Indian, so I take yoga very seriously. Yeah. Sometimes like people don't really know what I am, and they don't, I can always tell that they want to ask me what I am, but I started this joke wrong, but here's the deal. People don't know what I am, but I got bored with like correcting people. And so, whatever they guess, I just say yes, like they'll be like, are you from the Eastern Mediterranean European area? And I'll be like, yes. It's incredible how you narrowed it down. One time a college girl fresh off her study abroad was like, oh, you're from Barcelona. I said the same thing. I said, sí. One time I was laughing at a Jewish comedian's jokes, and the guy next to me goes, ha ha, you're Jewish too. And I said, yes. Shalom, my brother. This is how Jewish I look. I made a joke, just like a little joke that Sunday is the Lord's Day. And that same guy goes, yeah, but not for you. Yeah, it's a hate crime. I reported him. It doesn't matter that it wasn't accurate. Is it racism if you're racist to the wrong person? It is. It absolutely is. A lot of people don't know that I'm Indian, so they'll like talk shit about Indians in front of me, and it's like I don't mind. I hate though when they talk shit about Mexicans and they apologize. That's the worst part. My mom loves God. As you can see, she has Jesus Christ behind an altar as her profile picture. You know, she posted, she has this like sign in our front yard and it says respect religious freedom. But she also nailed a picture of Jesus to her front door. So it feels like she has a strong preference. I play video games. Anyone else kind of becoming a boy, you know, boy puberty? Yes. Okay, cool. I'm going through like a renaissance of becoming a young boy. I'm always sweaty all the time and I love video games. Yeah, it's great. You know, sometimes, you know, people will be like, oh, as a girl, like, do you get like harassed for playing video games? And it's like, my username is sweetfeet69. No one knows I'm a girl. You know, they all just assume I'm an 11-year-old boy. And you know what? I can see the parallels, you know, because I play with my boyfriend's dad. So I don't really like curse. I go, freak you. And it just sounds like my mom made dinner for me. Because, you know, when you die, it's pretty sucky. So, you know, I like men. I think they're great. Obviously, I can read the room. You know, usually there's more men in this room. So this is a very progressive room. Thanks for doing what you guys do. You know, for when men hate women, we have a term for that. We call them an incel, an involuntary celibate. When women hate men, we have no term for that. I think we just call them women, you know? like if there's a Facebook post that starts with I hate men from a woman, I'm just like, what's up? I don't even register it. I just read the rest of the post. It doesn't do anything for me. But if a man posted and started his Facebook with I hate women, I'm like, does the FBI know about this guy? Like, let's get him on a list right now. I'm scared for my family. I Maria Kondo'd my apartment. Anyone else lose all their stuff? Cool. Yeah, no, I did it. I threw away everything that didn't bring me joy, and now I live in fear of what essential kitchen item I threw out. Oh my God, it's crazy. Like I was, you know, back in whenever I was like, this pizza cutter doesn't cut it anymore, you know. In fact, we got rid of all our serrated knives because they were flimsy, and they were like, you know, we don't bake bread anyway. And then the pandemic hit a month later. You know, I forgot when you Maria Kondo things, you have to be not that cheap because I didn't replace anything I gave away. I just have bare walls now. So my dad is from India. My dad was rich from India and my mom was white in America. So both of their parents thought they could do better. You know, they're nodding. They're saying that's true. You know, my dad was like, he grew up in India in the 40s. And so, you know, it's kind of like growing up in America in the 1800s. So he's very old timey rich. Like he saw somebody painting their house and he was like, ugh, don't they have servants? You know, and it's like, you know, Dad, if you say that out loud, we would threaten to eat you in these day and ages. Yeah, we would. Absolutely. I am from Chicago. Did anyone see the Chicago Bulls documentary, The Last Dance? It was so good. It was really about Michael Jordan and all the Bulls. I think Michael Jordan might be the only man that knows what it feels like to be a pregnant woman, you know? Because after it's all said and done, a man puts his arm around him and he goes, wow, we did it. Jordan's like, I feel like I carried the team, you know? Like people after a game, people touch Michael Jordan's bald head like he's a pregnant woman from their office. They're just like, wow, it's a miracle. I just want to be a part of this. I am from Iowa. And so, you know, in Iowa, we're very progressive with our food. You know, apps are entrees, entrees are apps. There are no labels here. You know, sometimes when I'll go out to a restaurant with my mom, she'll be like, can we get a lasagna, you know, for the table just to nibble on? I'll be like, yeah, and I want mott sticks for dinner. And the waiter doesn't even bat an eye. This is how cool the waiters are. They're like, would you like a lava cake? And it's like, absolutely, best breakfast of my life. You know, you can't do that on the coast. You know, you can't deep fry butter on their coast. Their minds are clouded. They can't see the vision. All right, guys. So I know this is over. This is dated material, but it is kind of fun to do. So Trump didn't go to Biden's election, and I thought that, or an inauguration, basically. And I think that's hilarious because it's like your ex-boyfriend threatening to not go to your wedding. It's like, good, don't come. You know, you'd probably just make it weird anyway. You know, like Trump is probably the only like person that could make a white man's transition to power feel like a minority's. You know, you're like, why is everyone mad? Is a woman in there? You know, why is there extra security? You know, I bet like Biden was watching Obama, but like, that looks hard. It's going to be so much better when I do it. And it's like, no, it's going to be just as hard. I think that's progress. I think that's progression. Okay, so I'm going to end on this. I love reality shows. I think they're so good. You know, I watched that show Love is Blind, where people agree to marry each other and they, you know, they don't get to see each other beforehand. And I love that show, you know, no notes. The only thing I didn't like is that they were like, this is our idea. We're an original. It's like, I don't know, dude, have you heard about world history? You know, it's like, not getting to see each other before you get married. Indians have been doing that since the dawn of time. You know, you can't even sell that show in India. They wouldn't call it Love is Blind. They call it Poorly Arranged Marriage. Yeah, I mean, not getting to see each other before you get married. It's like European monarchs are king, literally. The only reason as a European monarch you would know what your spouse is going to look like is because half the time you look in the mirror and be like, oh, we're related. I hope he doesn't have my eyebrows and my recessive genetic disorder. And yet I know he has both. I think we're wasting The Bachelor on single men. I think that's dumb. You know who can juggle 20 women at once, or who needs that ability, is diplomats. We need to be putting sweaty, bald diplomats as The Bachelor. Would it be hard to watch? Yes. Would it be harder to get contestants? Absolutely. But we need to teach them the skills to treat Russia and Yugoslavia the same. Okay, Yugoslavia is a bad example because it's not around anymore. But the point is, please sign my petition to get The Bachelor to be pure diplomats. I want to see old men learning to talk to Croatia the same way they learned to talk to China. Okay. Anyway, guys, that's been my time. Thanks so much.
Just don't you remember that DeVos canceled the history courses? So
she's out.
all right. Our next meeting, another gentleman I met in the virtual world, helps with a excellent open mic and comes you at a drop comedy club in South Bend, Indiana. Well, it's in South Bend, Indiana, but he is not. He has been doing comedy for the world from the comfort of his home in Cleveland, Ohio. Let me get him on spotlight here. And let's give it up for Spyder Jones.
All right, thank you. I'm glad everybody came out to the show. Hope you have a great time watching, but I'm gonna make this quick because like you said, I live in Cleveland, I got the lights on, so sooner or later I'm getting robbed tonight. Gotta be careful. You think the pandemic stopped crime? No. It stopped it for like 3 weeks, and then people realized they weren't getting paid, and then people start breaking into shit. So gotta love it. I ain't gonna lie, I was one of those people that was making fun of Texas, watching all those people like pipes burst and like seeing them slide around in snow. Remember that first day? Remember the first video when the snow was coming down and they were just like, oh my God, it's snowing and it's so cool, we're having fun. Day 3, they look like the rest of us in the Midwest, like, I hate this shit, I'm moving, we're not supposed to have this. I saw a guy in a fur coat reenacting the Titanic in his apartment. I'm just like, dude, you're black. We died. We didn't make it. I don't even know why you're doing that. Our scene got cut in the movie. But no, man, everybody's talking about the pandemic. We all know that it's shitty and trying to get through it. But I realize there's just some people that are just messed up in the world, and they real colors show. And I know this now because when I'm not doing comedy, I work part-time for Amazon. And I just want to tell you a couple of things. One, for all of you who order on Amazon, which I'm going to assume is everybody on this Zoom call, congratulations. We hate you all. I also realized why postmen were shooting up the post offices in the 90s. People drive you crazy. And what makes it worse is when you got that stupid app that tells you when something's going to show up. And don't say you don't use it, because I just ordered DoorDash and I was looking for that bastard coming down the street. Following your order was the worst thing they could ever give us control over. Okay. Had a lady come running out her house at me the other day, like a fat kid, when they saw the ice cream truck. Talking about, I'm right here. And I'm just like, I'm not even going to your house. I think the best one is when I parked and get out my truck, and this lady just ran up on me and was just like, I've been waiting for you for 3 hours and you haven't got in my house, and I don't know what the problem is. You're supposed to be here at 3 o'clock. And I was like, lady, we're at Wendy's. So yeah, I love that job. It's just been weird, man. One of my good friends, I just found out they just had their second kid. And I was like, that's really cool, like with everything going on, you know, building a family. But I have to be honest, I think that baby's gonna be stupid. I don't mean like stupid as in slow. I mean just stupid as in he's gonna make a lot of bad decisions growing up and just cost that family a lot of money and like jail. I don't know how like we all know that one person like the mom is smart. I've met her. She's really cool. She's really smart. Like she's great. Their first child is cool by some miracle, but my friend is dumb. And I have this feeling this baby is going to do dumb things when it gets older. The only reason why I say this is because when the first child turned 2, we went to the party to celebrate the child's birthday, and I brought the kid a stuffed animal. And the girl's sister brought her one of these VTech, fancy, smart, push a button, it spells for you, no tablet thingies. And the baby took what I gave her, went over to the wall and just started hitting it like this for an hour. I'm like, wow. So this boy is gonna be challenged. The reason why I say this is because I grew up with Bobby, and I remember one time Bobby brought a girl home from the bar, and they went into the other room, and Bobby was drunk and forgot that the girl had a wooden leg. And while they were having sex, the leg came off, and drunk Bobby comes running out the room. I was like, what's wrong? As he's screaming, oh my God, my dick broke her leg. I don't know how to fix it. And I'm like, oh my God, you're dumb. So I pray this baby gets her genes.
Oh, Lordy.
Oh my God. Kids are like, I don't know how many of y'all have kids. I know kids are doing like homeschooling and Zoom schooling. I just found out my nephew, who's in the 4th grade, is doing PE Zoom. He played dodgeball by himself on Zoom. I heard it because they called me and they wanted me to hear the directions the gym teacher told the child. They said, do you have a ball? Yes. All right, go to the closest wall. All right, throw it at the wall as hard as you can. And when it comes at you, try to move. He did that for 10 minutes. I'm not mad that that's a thing. I'm mad that I'm not getting paid to do that job. That is a loophole if I've ever heard of one. Oh man. I love doing comedy. I wouldn't trade this for anything. But if I won the lottery, I wouldn't talk to any of these bastards. I'll be honest about it. I'm not a good person. People talk all the time, like, oh my God, if I win, I'll be such a good person and I'll help everyone and I'll just be the coolest person ever. I'm gonna let you know right now. If I win the lottery, I will change everything. Address, phone number, my name. Like, I'm gonna hire people to be me in other places. Like I'm gonna have, and it's gonna be very diverse. I'm gonna have white people pretend to be me, Asians, Mexicans. Jessica, you got a job. I don't really care. Everybody's gonna be me. I don't care anymore. I don't know. I realized last night that I'm like poorer than I realized I was. I bit into a sandwich and my tooth just crumbled out. Like it didn't snap, it didn't crack. It just sprinkled out like crack. It just like dissolved.
It's a comedy event right now. I don't know how funny this is, but I'm listening to it.
Okay. I'm gonna lie, I'll give it a solid 86. We're trying, but I should study more.
Keep going.
Thank you. Oh man. You know what? We're just gonna skip to the next thing. I was traveling all summer. I got to go some places. I was one of those lucky people that got to like work and do comedy all summer. And I don't know about y'all. You know how like you're on a flight and the pilot,
You don't have to watch
your destination. Man, this delay is funny. You know how you're on a flight and like you're about to land and the pilot gets on and he's like, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to arrive to our destination. Make sure that your seats or your trays are in your upright position. And it gives you that little spiel, like he talks to you about, oh, we're landing in this city where you're gonna have a nice time at this restaurant. We're going here, blah, blah, blah. So I was on Frontier, which is basically the Greyhound of planes, okay? It's just, I don't know why I keep getting on there. But we're about to land into Denver. And I guess the pilot forgot to give the speech because we had already hit the ground. And he just jumps on the speaker and goes, ladies and gentlemen, we're in Denver. He said it like he was answering his own question. It was just kind of weird. And I'm like, whatever, we're here. I could feel the plane land on the ground. Like we're already rolling. Like we're so close to the terminal. I could like put my feet on the ground and Flintstone push the plane to the skywalk and get out. And then I guess something happened because as he was speaking really fast, all you hear the pilot goes, oh shit, and he just takes off and we go back in the air. Now, I don't know what y'all do for a living, but I'm pretty sure all of us have a job in which we could say all shit and not have a near-death experience. Let me tell you where you can't do that. A doctor in open heart surgery, a fireman, and a pilot landing a 747 in between mountains. I didn't care. I've had 2 heart attacks and a mild stroke. I grew up in Cincinnati. I'm an Atlanta Falcons fan. I live in Cleveland. You can't scare me. So I wasn't worried. But there was a very elderly Hispanic lady sitting next to me, and I guess she thought that was the end. And she just started reeling off words. And I don't know about y'all, my 8th grade Spanish is rusty. So I put it together like Wheel of Fortune when I hear it, and I just like take letters and words. So I'm sitting there like, I hear like, Jesus, da morte. I was like, dear Jesus, I know that one. I'm gonna put that here. Morte means death. I'm gonna solve the puzzle. Dear Jesus, don't let me die. Said, yes, I know that one. All right. And then he just goes, he's like, negro. I was like, black. I know that one. Frail, that means ugly. I know that one too. I know this one. Dear Jesus, please don't let me die next to this ugly black person. You old. And I got angry. And I was just like, forgetting that we are plummeting near our death right now. And I'm focused on this woman who I believe just called me ugly. And I'm just like, ma'am, I was raised by a good family and I would never, ever, ever put my hands on a woman. But at the same time, I know why OJ did it. But I'm gonna leave you alone and we're gonna get off this plane and be friends. Oh man. And I see some wild, I will finish up right now, but I see some wild things. I don't know about y'all. Like, I've decided that because I've seen so many wild things and I'm just getting older that I judge every area I go to by how clean your Dollar General is. Yeah, if you laughing, you got a shitty neighborhood, your Dollar General. Yeah. I went to the Dollar General once and I knew it was bad when I walked in, they had metal detectors. And I saw the most amazing thing. Like in that little plastic case where they have like the cigarettes that they're guarding for some reason, Next to the cigarette, they had condoms. And I'm just like, yo, if you're buying condoms from Dollar General, congratulations, you're having a baby. And then next to the condoms were home pregnancy tests. And I'm just like, you buying pregnancy tests at Dollar General, you're having a baby. But then next to those were home HIV testing kits. And there was only one left, which means multiple people bought this kit at Dollar General. And I'm just like, people, if you have a life-threatening and or killing disease, and the only way you can find out is for $1, find me. You have it. Okay. I'll be your friend for 6 months and then make sure your family divides up your stuff equally. Hey, I'm Spyder Jones. Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you very much. Have a good night, everybody.
Spyder Jones. Yeah, I always find it odd when you see somebody with a Michael Kors bag, Jimmy Choo shoes at the Dollar General.
Oh, they know where to invest their shit and where not to.
We're about to have our headliner, but before we do that, if you have somebody that's talking to you in the background, or you get some noise background, please, if you could mute yourself, they'll be very appreciative, and then just unmute yourself when that's over. Our next comedian, I met Jenn, geez, 2.5, 3 years ago, early on when I started comedy, and I will tell you that she is by far one of the funniest comedians that I know. And I have met some professional comedians, and she's right up there with them. So you guys will not be disappointed. Let me get her on spotlight. Please give it up for. There we go. Give it up for Jenn Snyder.
Hello, what's up? S Messenger and Brandon Hamilton. Are y'all Jessica's people? Just give me a thumbs up if you are.
Who, what, when,
Are
where?
y'all were you here to watch Jessica?
No.
Oh,
Nope.
because both sets of y'all, but just watching this, it looks like y'all were trying to figure out you weren't gonna pay for another season of college. You know what I'm saying? Y'all look
Got
like the
that one, honey.
conservative parents, and Brandon Hamilton looks like the liberal parents. You know what I'm saying? They were like, we sent her for underwater basket weaving, and somehow we're still disappointed. What the fuck? Y'all are the only people I can see, so it's making me nervous because you're just like watching it, like, yeah.
Sorry.
I'm
We'll
from
hear it
Columbia,
like
South
this.
Carolina. That's where I'm at right now. I'm wearing my most fancy hoodie for y'all. Got the sleeves and the hood. Yeah, like any quality garment, it lets you know where it hails from right there. That's Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Yeah, my mom and daddy gave me this, y'all. They saw this on a discount rack in a Waves in Myrtle Beach, and they were like, holy shit, do you know who needs that weed hoodie? Our 40-year-old daughter that still lives in our house. If a woman don't ever see her in that weed hoodie, how the hell will she ever get out of our house, y'all? But y'all, here's the thing. Combined with my parents' love, this hoodie's literally infused with white trash magic. Like, it don't matter where I pass out drunk, I will automatically be returned to a Waves in Myrtle Beach. I will just come to on a discount rack like, holy shit, I gotta get a shark shot glass and get the hell out of here. Two, y'all guess you don't never ever get asked for $1. You guessed it, the bitch wearing the weed hoodie. Y'all, people don't think I got $1 or any weed. It's amazing. If my favorite part about it though is if I put the hood up and just mutter while walking to my car, I'm literally unrapeable and unrobbable. Nobody messes with the weird bitch in the weed hoodie. Just she walks to her car. You know what I'm saying? I wear this every time I go to Atlanta, Spyder. You know what I'm talking about. They watch it. Let's see. I've been excited. I've missed doing shows. We've been doing a little bit back here in the South because, you know, no one cares about us. So they just opened up and let us die, which is fine. It's whatever. I do miss doing live shows, but I don't miss the weird shit that people used to say to me. One time, somebody walked up to me after a show and they were like, I just want to let you know, my daughter's best friend is transgendered. Cool. I'm just a butch bitch in a bow tie, madam. I don't know anything about that struggle. There was only so many choices when I was coming up. It was like gay, straight, lesbian, and bi. Like sometimes bi. It was like sometimes Y. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what it is. Another time, a woman walked up to me after a show and she said, "I thought the whole time you was up there, you was wearing a woman suit." Holy shit, lady, where the fuck do you get a woman suit from? Like the JC Penney or some creepy ass dude's basement? Like who is selling woman suits? And more importantly, let's just say there is a woman suit store, right? You can just go in and peruse any old woman suit you want. Any old woman, sexy woman, big woman, short woman, tall woman, butch, fat, lesbian was the avatar. You couldn't wait to drive out of that showroom. Get the hell out of my face. Don't talk to me about weird stuff like that. I don't got the time. So weird. I don't know, you know, I hate the things that people, you know, like I still get stared at. And I feel like that's weird. You know, everywhere I go, like I can't eat in a Waffle House without an old white dude just staring me down like, I know your kind ain't breakfast. You know, I just feel like it's 2020. You done seen a lesbian. You done seen one of mine in the wild somewhere. You've been to a Lowe's or a softball game or high school. You've seen a butch lesbian. I'm not the last of the butch Heekins. That's not what's happening. And you know, when people do that to me, I like to mess with them. I do shit back. You know what I'm saying? When people stare at me in the Waffle House, I'll just order biscuits and tomatoes. And you're looking at me like, that's not weird. Well, I don't eat the tomato in the middle of the biscuit. That's a sandwich. That's normal shit. I slap the tomato on top of the biscuit. Eat it like a raccoon that found a debit card in the parking lot. I never break eye contact with that man staring me down. I just tomato and biscuit all over my face. I don't care. I like having straight old white dudes go back to work talking about, yeah, man, them lesbians, they love Mater biscuits. I seen it myself. I was in Waffle House. They love them, man. I'm woke. I know what I'm talking about. Mater biscuits. That's my girlfriend laughing. Not my mom. I didn't want you guys to think it was my mom. So I used to work with this girl who would constantly ask me what lesbians did in bed. She'd be like, "What do y'all do? What do y'all do?" And to be fair, this is like the early late 90s. Excuse me, it was late 90s. And you know, internet what it wasn't what it is now. You know, dial-up used to have to wait a long time for those educational videos. Y'all just take for granted these days. So I finally got tired of her asking me, and I was like, "All right, Carson. So the first time lesbians have sex, we use an eggplant." And she was like, "For what?" And I was like, "Don't be naive. You know what for." And then when we're done, we chop it up and we cook it into a dish and we eat the dish together to consummate the relationship. I just love all this bad lesbian information on the streets, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I just love thinking about somebody seeing one of mine in the wilds of the Publix produce department, you know, just up there like, she's got a big night planned. It's gonna be eggplant in the evening and made up biscuits in the morning. Silly. Was anybody single during the apocalypse? It was so terrible. I thought I was gonna die alone, y'all. It was so bad. And like living in my hometown, it's literally like being single in Colombia is like being a puppy that just grows up in the pound. Yeah, like everybody knows my name, but no one takes me home. You know what I'm saying? And I still wiggle. I like get excited every time I see a woman. I'm like, me, no. Y'all, don't be sad. Don't feel sorry for me. I live with my mom and daddy. It's a no-kill shelter. I'm gonna be fine. I'm not worried. One day they're gonna die, and I'm gonna inherit that shelter. You guys, I can't wait. Get me a bedroom with a bathroom in it. I'm so excited. No, I did recently meet somebody, which has been amazing. It has been so awesome. I knew I really liked her when we were talking about Dungeons and Dragons, and she casually says to me, "Yeah, I've always wanted to play that, but no one would ever let me be the dragon." I don't know, y'all. That just got me. I was like, "This is the one." I've been feeling so good, like it's made my road rage nice. You know what I'm saying? You've been so happy that you're just like, yeah, bless you, motherfucker. I hope you have a good day. All right. My road rage is bad. One time I was in my car and I saw somebody do something stupid, and I went, "Look at this dumbass." And literally, because it was summertime in South Carolina and I didn't have air conditioning because you know how I had my window down. And this dude leaned back and rolled his back window down and looks at me and goes, you know, you don't always drive perfect neither. And I just stood there and looked at it. He's like, yeah, I have deaf people in my family. I read lips. I was just like, this motherfucker right here, y'all. I have been since the pandemic, since last 2020, I haven't been able to tour. I am a professional comedian. I do this for a living. This is how I make my money. So I was kind of screwed. They couldn't get out and do shows. So I started doing lives from my mom and daddy's bathtub, which sounds salacious, but it's literally just me getting high and drinking champagne in my parents' avocado green tub while talking to people on a live. That's all it is. And literally, we talked about all the kinds of things that like we watched on TV. Like, I don't know how many of y'all watched a lot of TV. Man, I like watched so much TV over quarantine, like Tiger King, What a Wild Ride. You know what I'm saying? Meth and rednecks and tigers. I had no idea. Oh my. I watched a lot of American Ninja Warrior. Y'all watch that? That's a good show. Gotta watch that. It's like really physical, fit people doing just the craziest things, like hanging on to bars and nets and swinging by ropes. It's amazing. And I love watching it with my mama because she always says the same thing when somebody falls. She's like, why didn't he watch the guy in front of him? Like, that's all you got to do to qualify for that show. Like, just somebody's out there like, all right, yeah, Kenneth, I think I'm ready. I watched the guy in front of me and he didn't fall. That's all the training I've done for this. Thank God I didn't watch the last guy in front of me because he fell. What a jackass. Like, he didn't even prepare for this. We liked watching Treehouse Masters together, which is where they build these big, gorgeous, beautiful $100,000 tree houses in the backyard. And every time, all I can think is you've just built the place where your kid will lose their virginity. Like, why would you ever have sex in the back of a Subaru when you have a fucking treehouse with a fucking widescreen TV? If you grew up when you were 10 and you had that, by the time you're 16, you're like, hey. But the show that I like the most is, and it really will make you feel better about yourself. You know, I know that the pandemic was depressing and I know it was really sad, but this show will literally make you feel better about yourself. It's called My Strange Addiction. And it's literally a show about people with crazy. One girl was eating a couch. She would eat couches, y'all. Yeah. She ate a whole half a couch before her mama noticed. And I was like, that is some self snacking right there. I mean, to just the point where her mom was like, have I always been 3 inches shorter than everybody on the couch? But the one that got me, y'all, the one that like really kind of upset me, but there was a woman, she was addicted to eating pee-pee diapers, y'all. Yeah. Diapers filled with pee, she would eat them. And then you had to realize she didn't even have a baby. She had to call her best friend every day and outsource these damn pee-pee diapers, y'all. I just feel like no matter how bad 2020 is, no matter how bad you ever feel about yourself, if you get up in the morning, you can look yourself in the mirror and say, hey, I didn't call my best friend for any pee-pee diapers today. You're doing all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're doing okay. Life ain't as bad as you think it is. But the one that made me really sad is there was a woman who was, she was eating her husband. He was like, he was cremated. And so she was treating him like Fun Dip. And she was like, going like that and eating her husband. And that was like, and it was upsetting me so bad, y'all. And I was telling that to the people on my live. I was describing that to the people on my live. And I said she was eating her husband one wet finger at a time. But they didn't realize I was talking about cremation. So they just envisioned that there was a man who loved his wife so much that he just fed that bitch one finger at a time to keep her happy. You know what I'm saying? Till he was just 2 meat paws grilling out, just like, anybody want a burger? I don't have any fingers. I love my wife. That's weird. Weird. All right. So last one, and then I'll get out of y'all's hair. Thanks for paying attention to us and watching us. We really appreciate that. Corey, good to see you again. Working with you that one time. Doing all right?
Hello, love. I'm here, I'm queer, and I am full of semen.
Okay, I'm 90% there with your statement. I don't know if anybody else here considers themselves to be petty. Man, like I'm so petty. I realize this in so many ways. For one, like if there's a comic I don't like, when it's their turn to get on and off stage, I do this. Yeah, I won't let my hands make a sound. Like literally, I'm the only one that knows. How fucking petty is that? That's so petty. That's like, this is just for me. I realized my ex-girlfriend was still listening to some playlists that I had made her. And so I changed the titles of those playlists to Marry You a Bitch. And then the other one was Yo Husband Dumb. Because he doesn't deserve proper grammar. He's screw him. I hope his scar is burning right now because I'm talking about him. He's I guess he is a little bit better than me. He's a doctor of literature. That's like majoring in white privilege. That's not useful to anybody. Doctor of literature. No one's ever been on a plane and been like, oh my God, he's having a heart attack. Has someone read about this? She would be so mad if she knew I was talking about her. She actually made me promise that I would never tell a joke about her. And I was like, Mary Wernicke, your now married name Rozier, I would never, you know. And here's the thing, I did promise, but she also promised to not be a cheating whore. So I guess we're both liars, you know what I'm saying? I'm petty like that. But here's the most petty thing I've ever done. There is a lesbian in my hometown, and I call her 2003 lesbian because that was the last time she was cool, and she has not forgotten that. She wears like buckled jeans and like, you know, like airbrushed flat billed hats and shit. I don't know. She looks like a Red Bull limited edition can became sentient. Her first name starts with an M, and she literally has a Monster Energy drink tattoo because of that. But anyways, that's not the most interesting thing about this lesbian. The most interesting thing about this lesbian is her mama was on Snapped. Y'all know what Snapped is? If you never watched Snapped, it's literally a show about women who lose their shit and murder a loved one. And here's what I need you to know about Snap, y'all. There's like 25 seasons deep, 16 episodes in. Y'all stop pissing us off. We are fucking losing our shit, okay? But anyways, she was on Snap, and this is what she did. She killed her boyfriend. He was a truck driver, and she beat him to death with one of those, y'all know them big ass tire thumper things that they check the tire pressure with. Yeah, she beat him to death with one that. She beat him to death with a tool of his own damn oppression. And then she just shoved his ass up under the trailer, y'all. Just kicked him under the trailer like a damn cat turd. Kicked a couple of handfuls of dirt over there. And then, y'all, she got away with that shit for 5 fucking years. Y'all, for 5 years, no one gave a fuck about Gary to just ask around. No one's like, y'all seen Gary? No, man, Gary's a truck driver. I ain't seen Gary. You know, he probably at the Bunny Ranch. I ain't seen Gary. Y'all, like, nobody gave a shit enough about Gary to just look under the fucking porch, y'all. And here's how she got caught. She moved. What? I'm not a murderous idiot, but I know at least that's murder 101. You don't move. If you murder somebody and you bury them up under the murder trailer, you know, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, the plumbing goes out, you get a portage on. We don't go under the murder trailer. You have your grandkids over, they're like, Mima, puppy got under the porch. Oh, puppy's dead now. We don't go under Mima's murder trailer. What I'm saying is if you kill somebody and bury him under the murder trailer, you don't get to dream of a better life. You don't get a picket fence. I was so mad I wanted to call that woman's mama up, cuss her out in jail, just be like, you are as dumb as your daughter. But anyways, y'all, all that to say that 2003 lesbian was rude to me one time in a bar, and I wrote that whole fucking joke about it. Petty. Y'all, I'm Jenn Snyder. Thank y'all so much for paying attention. I really appreciate y'all.
Woo! Woo!
Jenn Snyder. First, make anything funny. Thanks everybody for coming. That is a show, but let's give us another round of applause for Jessica Misra.
Woo!
Yeah.
Jones.
Yay! Woo!
Appreciate y'all coming. Please, if you enjoyed, come back on March. We have another show coming. If you really enjoyed yourself, if it made you laugh, send a few dollars to the PayPal me, paypal.me/BD Comedy or Cash App Button Down Comedy.